So a new YouTube boxing event has just came about called Creator Clash with 11 fights on the card with huge creators, even from Twitch and YouTube and from big platforms with big creators from the platforms, and it's all for charity, and it's happening on May 14th in Tampa, Florida. So this is really interesting to see as it came out of the blue kinda. There's always kind of rumors about it and some people on the card who might be fighting. The main event got announced and it's gonna be iDubbbz's versus Dr. Mike. Both of these guys are huge YouTubers with massive followings, and it's gonna be both of these guys' first fight pretty much, even though Dr. Mike has said that he's been boxing for 10 years.
Thomas, what do you think?
10 years in the game with Mike. More ready than ever.
And now iDubbbz's has been boxing for around half a year now, I believe, something around that. So it's definitely interesting, and I feel like many people, no one really expected these two to be fighting, but it's happening and it's coming soon.
Yeah, this is an interesting event. iDubbbz's and Dr. Mike are finally going to be getting in there. So many other fights are going to be on the card. Another fight on the co-main event, we have Harley from Epic Mealtime versus Ego Raptor from the Game Grumps. Another interesting and exciting fight. These are OG big YouTubers. And the third fight, which is not really announced, but it kind of got leaked through the source code of the website on the Creator Clash website, and it's Alex Wassabi getting in there with Manny Pacquiao's son. Yes, the legend Manny Pacquiao, one of the greatest boxers of all time. His son, who's 21 years old and doesn't really have much boxing experience, has been boxing for a couple years, but he's going to be getting in there with Alex, who just had his first fight. He had his debut against Deji, came on top by split decision, and now he's going to be getting in there again against Manny Pacquiao's son. It's unclear if this is really going to happen because it hasn't officially been announced, but it got leaked, and I'm pretty sure this fight's going to be taking place.
Yeah, of course, as of right now, at least it's all rumors and things can change, or maybe it won't happen, but as of right now, this is just crazy. Seeing Manny Pacquiao's son, Emmanuel Pacquiao Jr., in there with Alex Wassabi, just coming fresh off his first fight. And honestly, I feel like this could possibly be a bit more competitive than people think, just for the fact that Manny Pacquiao's son has only had just one amateur fight, same as Alex, which was 2 weeks ago. And of course, he's going to be probably trained by the best of the best, but still, it's still both these guys have trained reasonably around the same amount of time. So I feel like this is definitely going to be, I feel like this could definitely be a more competitive fight than people might think. Still never know until or if it happens. And also, both these guys have a big size difference, as Alex Wassabi is definitely way bigger than Emmanuel Pacquiao. As for the Deji fight, he also had to bulk up, so now he's around 170 pounds. And even a catch weight wouldn't really make sense, as Manny Pacquiao's son has just fought at junior welterweight. So this is a big size difference, which I don't know how that would really work out completely if they were able to fight or anything like that, but it's still something to definitely consider. And the fourth fight is Eric, which I'm not really too sure who he is, to be honest, versus Anything for Views. So that's going to be the fourth fight on the card. This is another fight that actually got leaked on the source code of the website. So it's not officially announced yet and could not happen, or might just be rumors. So I guess we'll stay tuned to find out if this fight happens.
Yeah, and another fight on the card is Hundar versus AB from the H3 podcast. Another pretty big fight. This card is actually very stacked. I'm not sure if this is the exact order that it will be in, but it looks like there are a lot of big name YouTubers, and just going through this list, there's non-stop just so many big names and celebrities. They really got a good roster going on for this event, and it's all for charity, so it's really nice to see.
And the next fight on the card is Yodeling Haley versus Just a Minx, which is going to be, as of right now, it seems like the only women's fight on the card. So cool to see that they also brought in from both male fighters and also female fighters. And iDubbbz's wife was actually supposed to be fighting on the card, but got injured with a concussion, I'm pretty sure. So it was forced to back out of the event.
And the next fight on this card is Ryan McGee versus Alex Ernst. This is an interesting fight as well. A lot of these fights are going to have a lot of unknowns, because we've never seen pretty much any of these guys fight on this entire card besides Alex Wassabi and Emmanuel Pacquiao Jr. They've had fights, but pretty much everyone else, I don't think they've even had any fights whatsoever. So it's going to be interesting to see how these guys will match up. And these are big YouTubers and big names in the celebrity world.
Next fight is Matt Watson versus Dad, who have decently big followings on YouTube.
And fight number 9 is a pretty interesting one. It's I Did a Thing versus TheOdd1sOut. And TheOdd1sOut is a really big YouTuber with over 17 million subscribers. I don't know why he's so low down on the card. It's kind of interesting and pretty weird, to be honest. But, I mean, he's fighting I Did a Thing, which is a pretty interesting fight. I did not expect this fight whatsoever. I never thought that I'd see this fight. But, I mean, hey, we're getting it. I don't understand why it's so low, though. It seems like it could be on the prelims. It's like the 9th fight. So it's kind of weird to me why it's so low up, but maybe it will get boosted up, or maybe the order will change. Maybe it's not the final order. But other than that, this is definitely an interesting fight to see how this might play out.
And next is another big YouTuber with big following who's low down on the card, which is Michael Reeves versus Graham Stevens. Both these guys have a huge following on YouTube, with Michael Reeves having over 6 million subscribers. And this is another interesting fight that I didn't expect some of these guys to be fighting, to be honest, but it's cool to see them and to see that they're going to be in the ring.
And the last fight that we know about is another leaked fight from the source code of the website, which is Chills versus Esfand. I don't really know who Chills is exactly, but I know Esfand, he's a pretty decently big Twitch streamer, and it's going to be interesting to see how this event turns out, how all these fights will play out, and pretty much just see this new roster of YouTubers and celebrities getting in the ring. This trend is just skyrocketed and gone bigger and bigger as time goes on. There's so many new events coming up, and this is definitely one of the biggest coming up because we have iDubbbz's Dr. Mike headlining some big YouTubers and a lot of big names on the undercard, and just overall in the main event, it's going to be a very interesting card to say the least.